Hi guys, and welcome to Pushing Polygons. I'm the Collector Armand. Today we're going to be talking about Microsoft's Xbox and Sony's PlayStation going head to head in 2022. We're going to recap a little bit of 2021 and then jump into 2022, what's already happened, what's going to happen, and who I think, as far as this year, is going to come out on top. With that being said, guys, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. That will allow the video to be pushed to more people on YouTube and get it a wider audience. With that being said, let's jump into it. So 2021 ended in a little bit of an awkward manner. Sony didn't really have any games going into the holiday season, and the games at Microsoft, well, Forza Horizon 5 required you to buy a game pack to get the premium edition on Game Pass. And let's face it, the Halo multiplayer store between the battle pass and what they were charging for individual armors was a hot fire. Now in 2022, Microsoft, at least with the Halo issue, has cleaned that up. 343 Industries has come out, said that they saw that it was wrong and they didn't like it and they were going to make some changes. Well, guys, if you knew it was wrong, why did you launch it in that condition in the first place? Coming into 2022, both Microsoft and Sony are placing themselves in better positions. Microsoft, over the last 2 weeks, has announced its intentions to acquire Activision Blizzard. The developer publisher has a storied histories with games such as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, StarCraft, Warcraft, Diablo, and many, many more. With the $68.7 billion intent to buy on Activision Blizzard, Microsoft will have 32 studios and some of the most historic IP in the gaming industry. Now, that doesn't mean Sony is completely out in the cold. Microsoft's Phil Spencer has said at this point there is an intention to fulfill the contracts promised by Activision Blizzard to Sony, and that will keep Call of Duty on the PlayStation through 2024. Microsoft says at this time that they are intending to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for the years following the end of the current contract, but only time will tell if that is a actuality or just something that they are saying to please regulators and investors. Let's look at Microsoft's games this year. Unfortunately, their biggest two titles that were coming in early 2022 ended up, one was delayed to December and the other one turned into a dumpster fire. So let's start with the dumpster fire. The dumpster fire being, of course, Crossfire X. The single player was being done by Remedy, and that game did not turn out very well. Remedy, I think, at this point is focusing on their other big projects, and Crossfire was just something to pay the bills. Now, the other game that Microsoft was going to have coming out in the first half of 2022, which was really going to compete with Sony, was Stalker 2. Stalker has been an amazing PC franchise, and it was time for it to really come to consoles, and what they have shown off so far looks pretty impressive. Again, the game was delayed until December of 2022. Hopefully it doesn't slip to 2023. Fingers are crossed there, but time again will tell on that title. With Microsoft's big games being moved to the holiday season, Sony is wide open to own the first half of 2022. With games such as Sifu, Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, and MLB The Show, Sony has 4 major titles coming out within 60 days of each other. These are a lot of games, and Sony is going to have more games in the second half of 2022, as we are still waiting on a release date for God of War Ragnarok. But this isn't to say that Microsoft doesn't have any titles coming this year. At some time this year, we will get a release date for Redfall. We already have a release date, of course, for Bethesda's Starfield, one of the most anticipated RPGs of 2022. Bethesda are some of the best at world building. Microsoft is also rumored to be showing off and releasing Forza Motorsport sometime later this year. And again, that game should be a technical showcase, as it will be Turn 10 team rebuilding their circuit racer from the ground up to showcase exactly what the Series X can do. All in all, I think that both companies do have a strong hold on this year. Assuming Stalker comes out in December of this year, Microsoft will have had almost as many hits and as many major titles as Sony. I am not looking necessarily at the titles that they are publishing that are multi-platform. If Microsoft were to put something multi-platform, they still own it, so they're still making the money. That's why I say, it doesn't matter if Sony releases MLB The Show, because Sony owns the show. It doesn't matter where it goes. The MLB and Sony are getting a cut. With that, of course, being said, it's going to be a great year for gamers, but who do I think has the stronger lineup? Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport, assuming both games come out this year, pretty much cancel each other out. So that's an even field right there. I do enjoy both of those racers. I have recently got into Forza Motorsport 4 back on the 360. I will probably make a video on that at some point, so watch out for that. But when it comes to their other games, you got an RPG from Bethesda, which, again, Bethesda being the king of world making, makes their games very interesting, very long, very intricate. But Horizon Forbidden West is an RPG action game in and of itself, and a lot of games are RPGs in one way or another in this era. Although those two games are similar but very different, I would say that they are of the similar caliber, unfortunately, depending upon your point of view, with Starfield coming out on top. I am personally a fan of Starfield a little bit more than I am of Horizon. Not to say that I'm not looking forward to Forbidden West. Sifu, as far as combat games go, nothing can come close to Sifu. Sifu, I have played several hours of. I've managed to make it to the second level. Sifu's amazing. It's tough, but I would say if you are looking for something that's a little bit challenging, but yet makes you feel like an amazing action hero, go play that. Sifu, you can't go wrong. So with all these games, and we're taking out all the multi-plats because the multi-plats, they come out everywhere. Dying Light's coming out everywhere. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Collection, it's coming out everywhere. I would say that although there are games that I'm really looking forward to on the Microsoft side, Redfall is supposed to be coming. We think we know what Redfall is, but until I actually see gameplay of Redfall is vapor to me. And if that's the case, I can't really count that game. So I'm going to have to give the year at this point to Sony. I'm going to do a video at the end of the year, wrapping up the year. So this is right now my preliminary take. Stay tuned. Sometime in December, I will put out what I feel how the year actually went overall. So this is more of a predictions video than final take video. So I'm going to have to give it to Sony. I think Sony's got the stronger lineup. I think Sony is going to have the games that I enjoy just a little bit more. Again, taking all the multi-plats out of things. And yes, I do sometimes play some of my multi-plats over on Microsoft's consoles versus Sony's. So that's why I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can here. But with that said, guys, we're talking about Horizon, MLB, we're talking about Sifu, Redfall, Starfield. Is there a game that I missed? Is there a game that you think puts one console over the top of the other? Let me know in the comments below and we can have that discussion because I want to hear what you guys are playing and what you're enjoying out there. But with that being said, I hope you all have a great day out there and I will see you in the next video.